After dropping a 34-27 decision in Montgomery a year ago, the Louisiana College Wildcats knew they would face another tough test in their home opener of the 2014 season against the Huntington Hawks, and it turned out to be exactly that.
Fired up Wildcat team getting ready to take on the Huntington Hawks. And the widow of the late city marshal for the city of Pineville, Larry Jean, doing the honors with a coin toss. Huntington would win, but they would elect to defer, giving Easton Melancon and the Wildcat offense the first crack.
We're starting 10 personnel. 10.
Louisiana College coach Dennis Dunn loves to throw the football, especially with Melancon, the ASC Offensive Preseason Player of the Year. And on the first drive, it takes the Cats just 3 plays to score. Melancon for Ladarius Gardner, the junior. The Wildcats off to the quick 7-0 lead.
Coach Dunn told us all week he was going to throw it, so I was just blessed to get it on my side. Easton gave me a good ball, and I just tried to make the best of it and put it in the end zone.
Hey, on that, that's how you make a play.
Give him a jab off the line.
That's how you make a play.
Better go get that thing, big boy. That's all you. Let's go.
Hey.
Meanwhile, the Wildcat defense awfully tough in the first quarter. Taylor Hughes, the quarterback for Huntington, looking to pass, brought down by linebacker senior Bo Brewer. Melancon has the Wildcats off to a great start offensively, leading 10-0 early in the second quarter. Melancon scrambling and will find sophomore Jake Dunbar at the back of the end zone. Takes a shot but hangs on, and the Wildcats leading it 16-0. On the extra point attempt, senior Adon Oliveras with career point number 203, passing the previous career scoring record held by Jordan Rito of the Wildcats.
Louisiana College leads.
The Hawks finally get their offense going on the ensuing possession when Hughes, hooking up with running back Darius Dawsey, he rumbles all the way down to the 1-yard line before the ball comes out, but ruled down by contact. So for the first time, Huntington with a chance to get on the scoreboard, and they do when Hughes finds Dawsey again, making it easy on third down, and that makes the score 17-7.
First score of the game for the Hawks.
Huntington will close out the half with their second touchdown of the game. It comes first being set up by Hughes, hooking up with Brantley Carr, who hangs on despite the big hit by Shaquille Lewis. Later in the drive, those two hook up once again. The 17-yard touchdown puts Huntington back to within 3, 17-14 at halftime.
We felt good, but we knew Huntington was a good team. We had to keep putting on them, and we let them score 14 unanswered points, and we knew we were in a dogfight to the fourth quarter.
Well, in the first quarter, they was doing the things exactly what we practice every day. We started getting a little tired through the second and third, things like that, and we had a lot of mental breakdowns through the rest. And they did a great job adjusting to our defense and just making a bunch of great plays.
In the third quarter, the Wildcat defense will continue to be tested despite the combination of Grayson Pilen and Bo Brewer on this tackle. But Hughes, finding his main man again, Dawsey, for 35 yards, takes it down to the Wildcat 9-yard line. 2 plays later, John Awanek will punch it in and giving Huntington their first lead of the game, making it 21-17. Oliveras' second field goal of the game would get the Wildcats back to within 1, but Hughes, with his team on the move again, connecting with Zach Kemp down to the 1-yard line. Won't take the Hawks long to score from there. Awanek bowls his way into the end zone, and now Huntington with an 8-point lead at 28-20.
We knew Huntington coming in was a playoff caliber team, so with that being said, we knew they were very good at the run, so we knew we had to stop the run, but as you can see today, they're also very good at the pass. So we just focused on the run mainly. They're a very balanced football team.
I think mainly just the play action pass was what was drawing us all down because they were a run-heavy team, and then so we were busting it back. We just needed to make a play. I didn't get there.
For most of the second and third quarters, the LC offense had become stagnant. Finally, it wakes up when Melancon connects with Gardner again. This one will go for 59 yards down to the Huntington 4-yard line. Two plays later, Melancon will fake the handoff to Arian Cooksey and take it in himself, and the Wildcats back to within 2. In fact, the decision is to go for 2, and following a holding penalty on the first attempt, on the second, Melancon connecting with Dunbar, and the Wildcats had come back to tie the game at 28 with 1:54 left to go in the third quarter. With their lead gone, the Hawks looking to respond, and it's Hughes hooking up with Carr once again for a gain of 14. However, right after the play, Hughes down with cramps and would have to come out of the game. No problem for Huntington, as his backup, Luke Bailey, on the very first play, connecting for 41 yards to Willie Coleman, who beat LC's all-conference player from a year ago, Ira Jewett, for the touchdown that puts Huntington up 35-28 heading to the fourth. But a disastrous start of the quarter for the Hawks. On the punch, Michael Bibb can't handle the snap. Try to kick it out of the end zone. Instead, it's recovered by Deshaun Johnson for the Wildcats. And with that touchdown on special teams, LC ties the game at 35. Huntington seems unmoved, especially Hughes, who on the ensuing possession, hooking up here with Nick Haas for a 38-yard pass, again against Jewett. That takes it down to the 14, setting up a 2-yard touchdown by Hughes himself. Unfortunately for Huntington, Hughes coming up with more cramps, and he would not play for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he made some great throws. It was some throws that I felt like I could have got to, but I couldn't get there just in time, man.
The Hawks leading the Wildcats 42-35.
One of the major storylines for the Wildcats this year will be replacing last year's ASC Offensive Player of the Year Ryan Montague at running back. Well, sophomore Orrin Cooksey did a pretty good job on this day of trying to do that. Here, a 51-yard carry down to the 14-yard line. Cooksey finishing with 104 yards on the day. LC with 157 as a team. A few plays later, and Melancon, he'll do it with the legs as well, takes this one in for his second rushing touchdown of the game, that from 5 yards out, and the Wildcats had come back to tie the game at 42 with 9:55 left to play.
I mean, we just believed in each other. You know, we have a great team here. This is a team of brothers right here, a team of family. You know, we know if we believed in each other, we get a W.
And now the Wildcat defense finding its strength again, as Bailey having trouble with the snap, and C.J. Hawkins, the sophomore, in to take him down for the 2-yard loss and force the punt. With LC looking to take the lead, scary moment here as Jeremy Murphy of Huntington collides with Dunbar on the screenplay, and Jake knocked cold while an entire stadium holds its collective breath. After several moments, Dunbar on his feet and walks off, but he would not return. And for the Wildcats, their drive will stall when on 3rd and 10, Melancon, looking to make something happen, will actually be sacked by Philip Bagley for a loss of 8. The Wildcats will have to punt it back with under 2 minutes to go. But the Wildcat defense will hold. On 3rd and long, Joey Gyro combining with Jared Myatt to make the stop, and Huntington will be forced to kick it back to the Wildcats with just under a minute left to go in the game. The punting game had cost Huntington previously, cost them again here when David Ballard's kick only goes 6 yards and gives the Wildcats first down at the Huntington 31 with 52 seconds left. Earlier in the week, Melancon called this Huntington game a must-win, and now a chance to do just that, finding Shedrick Davis for 13 yards and a first down. For Melancon, a spectacular game. 5 combined touchdowns, 3 through the air. This one to Gardner coming with 8 seconds left from 18 yards out. And the Wildcats taking the lead for good, 49-42. For Melancon, finishing the day with 363 yards passing, 25 out of 43. Gardner, 5 catches for 146 yards. The Wildcats celebrate an impressive opening victory.
Man, it was exciting. I mean, like I told my defense, if y'all give me the ball back, I'm going to do everything in my power to put it in the end zone. That's all I needed them to do. It was times where we got down, but I knew we wasn't out. I knew we wasn't out. I was going to give everything I had to see us through this game. And Coach Dunn promised me he was going to twerk. So that kind of motivated me a little bit, too.
I mean, he was so wide open. I didn't want to overthrow him, so I just kind of lobbed it up and let him just lay under the ball. you know, it was just a wide open touchdown we had to have.
He was shooting the fox. If you watched it, well, unluckily Jake got hurt, but we set him up on the bubble. We running the bubble, the cornerback kept shooting it, just so having Fox played out perfect.
The Wildcats win it 49-42 and celebrate a win against a very good Huntington team.
Hey, you are warriors. You played your tails off for 4 quarters. There were some moments in that game where you could have dropped your head, but I was so proud of the focus. I was so proud of how we pressed through. And let me tell you where you won the game. You won it in the 4th quarter, and you won it with strength and conditioning. You were in better shape in the 4th quarter. You understand? That's a credit to Nate Jansen. Let's give Coach Jansen. I know that Larry was up there pulling some strings for us in the 4th quarter, and we appreciate Joanne and her being a part. So this one's for Larry, and here's what we want to do. We want to give the Lord glory, and look, once you get through celebrating with your family, let's go to the weight room. We're fixing to do it right. You hear me?
Oh, it's huge, man. We haven't beaten this team in the past 3 times we played them, so this was a huge win for us. Definitely for us to pull it out in the 4th quarter. It made us have to bond in the 4th quarter together.
Well, that was definitely a playoff team, so, you know, that just sets the bar of where we're at and what we can be for the times we did play at a way higher level than them. You know, it also just boosts our confidence in when we can win the big games in a couple seconds left of the game.
We knew it was going to be a good game coming in. You know, that's a really good, disciplined football team. And, you know, we kind of had a chip on our shoulder from last year and the record between us 2 teams, but we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and we just had to come out here and come on top.
It gives us a lot of motivation for next week. You know, we start the season off 1-0. It's a big help for us.
The schedule gets no easier for the Wildcats. Next Saturday, they'll travel to Lorman, Mississippi, and take on FCS school Alcorn State. Reporting from Wildcat Stadium, I'm Al Quartermont for Wildcats Media and for D3Football.com.